I'm here by special appearance, Vicoactus,
And what's your name?
Cinnamon. Well, I still do not consent to these proceedings. Well, I never had a driver's license, so I still don't consent to any of these proceedings.
This is something you don't see every day. We're actually witnessing what might be a rare moment of clarity in a courtroom involving a self-identified sovereign citizen. For once, instead of repeating the usual scripted lines and legal misinformation, this individual made a calm, rational decision that's honestly surprising. After seeing so many cases where these arguments completely fall apart, it's refreshing to watch someone step back and take a more realistic approach. It raises an interesting question though: is this genuine personal growth, or is she simply going along with the process to avoid further consequences? Either way, it's a moment worth paying attention to. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is she turning a corner, or just trying to stay out of trouble? Let's take a closer look at how it all unfolds.
Now calling the matter of the people versus Cinnamon Woodford. This is ticket number P1217275. Count 1, no plate on a trailer. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive while license suspended. Appearance for the record, starting with, I don't think counsel is represented in this matter. So Ms. Woodford, state your name for the record, please.
I'm here by special appearance, Vicoactus,
And what's your name?
Cinnamon
Last name too.
Woodford.
All right, ma'am. Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney in this particular matter. This is a misdemeanor matter. And by right under law, you have the right to have a representative in the form of an attorney for this particular matter. Would you like to have an attorney in this matter?
I do not consent to these proceedings. The offer is not accepted. I do not consent to being surety of this case and proceedings. I demand the bond be brought forth immediately so I can see who will indemnify me if I'm damaged.
Okay, so the question that I asked is that, did you want to have an attorney provided for you in this particular matter, Ms. Woodford?
I do not consent to these proceedings. The offer is not accepted. I do not consent to being surety of this case and proceedings. I demand the bond be immediately brought forth so I can see who will indemnify me if I'm damaged.
Ms. Woodford, you're quoting from civil, well, not even civil procedure. Right now, you're quoting from the UCC. This is a criminal/traffic matter. So those proceedings govern these type of cases and these type of matters.
What crime did I commit?
Ms. Woodford, if you do not wish to participate, then what ends up happening is that this matter will go into a show cause. After the show cause, then it will enter into what's called a bench warrant for your arrest until you handle this matter, at least the misdemeanors. And these are all misdemeanor offenses. So that's how this is handled on this particular end and this particular point. The offenses that have been alleged at this point in time is that there were no plates on your trailer, that there was no insurance on a Chevy vehicle, that's a 2007 Chevy vehicle, and that the driver's license was suspended that you had. And so those are the offenses that have been alleged at this point in time. Right now, they are just allegations. So you have the right to have an attorney, which I don't know if you would like to have that right or not. You have the right to have a jury trial. You have the right to have a bench trial. A jury trial is a trial before 6 people of the community in the city of Detroit who come and they will hear the facts, and based on the evidence and based on the law will make a decision. A bench trial is the same thing, only a judge, being myself, would sit there and I would hear those same facts and evidence and apply the same law in the same way. You also have the right to plead to these matters. There can be an officer.
I'm not here to plead, ma'am.
She didn't come to court to enter a plea, then it's hard to understand why she's even there. It almost feels like she showed up with no real purpose, just going through the motions. Many of these self-identified, sovereign citizens seem to believe that if they say the right mix of buzzwords or legal-sounding phrases, the judge will simply dismiss the case. But that's not how the justice system works. Courtrooms operate under established laws, not theories picked up from social media or questionable online sources. So far, it's clear this hearing isn't heading in her favor. And to be fair, the judge has shown a lot of patience, more than many probably would. But you can tell the court is just waiting for her to finally say something grounded in reality. Let's head back in and see if she turns things around or continues down the same path.
Ms. Warford, these are your choices. So it's up to you. It's a decision that you have to make. It's not gonna go away, okay? Just because you want it to go away, it's not gonna go away. There is jurisdiction for it. So it's your decision on today. If you don't wanna participate, then it's going to go into show cause, because you can keep coming and it's just gonna hang out there, but eventually we're gonna have to adjudicate this matter at some point in time, because it cannot remain on this docket indefinitely. So you have to make some decisions as to what you would like to do with these matters.
Well, I still do not consent to these proceedings.
Okay. So if you do not want to participate, I'm going to be forced to put it into what's called a warrant. You have to participate. So you have to come in and ready to go with something. I know you may not like it, but as a person who is a citizen of the United States of America, who is a person who lives in Michigan and is utilizing the services of our world and our community, these are the things that have been alleged. Now, if you're saying that the officer wasn't, correct in those or something, your license was valid or you had car insurance and you can present all of that, then we can try and figure out if we can get a new offer or something different. But other than that, you do have to stand for these particular allegations that have been made at this point in time.
Well, I never had a driver's license, so I still don't consent to any of these proceedings. So, I mean, I still don't consent to these proceedings. The offer is not accepted. So,
ma'am, you can stop reading that. I know they've given you a line cue that you are able to read off of, but this is as long as you utilize the services of everything in the city of Detroit and you fail to do those things, this is the ticket that proceeds. But I don't know that you failed. You said you don't have a license, but did you have car insurance at that time that you could present?
no.
Was it a trailer on the back of the vehicle?
Judge, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I know I'm not on this case, but if I could file an amicus brief of sort. Judge, I'm a little uneasy with, this is Matthew Dupree, P80132. I'm a little uneasy with the questioning here, just because technically if this matter were set for trial, what she says here could be used against her. And so I'm not sure she should necessarily be answering those
You
questions.
want your representation, Mr. Dupree?
She did not, Judge.
Did you ask her if she wanted your representation?
I did, Your Honor.
Did the court ask her if she wanted her representation?
You did, Your Honor.
You can continue to talk, Mr. Dupree. I appreciate you stepping in on her behalf.
I appreciate that, Judge. Your Honor, I'm just I just thought I would make that representation. I don't think the city attorney would actually pull the transcripts, but it is worth noting that anything she said here, could come back. So it might, I'm not sure that necessarily that questioning would be appropriate. Sorry, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Dupree. I appreciate you coming in to step to the rescue of Ms. Woodard so that she understands.
It's Woodford.
Woodford. Sorry, ma'am. Ms. Woodford. Ms. Woodford?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you want to move forward with this?
Honestly don't understand why the attorney stepped in at that point. From the start, she had been acting combative and dismissive, almost like she wanted to be held in contempt. At this rate, it felt like she was pushing toward jail on purpose. What made it worse is that she practically handed the prosecution everything they needed within the first few minutes. She openly admitted things that only helped their case, and yet, here comes this attorney trying to step in and help her. You have to wonder why. Especially when it's clear she's not interested in listening to anyone, not even her own legal counsel. That's a tough position to be in as a lawyer. It's frustrating to watch because so many people in these sovereign citizen situations truly believe they're the smartest person in the room. But in reality, they're just making it easier for the judge to rule against them. Still, I've got to give the attorney credit. He's doing his job and staying professional, even when it's difficult. Not everyone would be that patient. What do you think? Should he have let her continue? Or was stepping in the right move? Let me know your thoughts in the...
Well, I'm not here to plead. because
Okay.
I'm not here
Would
to
you like
plead.
a bench or a jury trial?
Are you making that determination for me, ma'am?
You have to have a bench or a jury trial. You told me you don't want to plead, that's fine. You probably should have a jury trial then. And I don't have any jury trials for this year.
Are you
So,
making that determination for me, ma'am?
If you don't make the determination, yes, the court is making the determination for you. Yes. Because I have to move it. I have to move it. So it's either, Attorney Dupree, can I have a bench trial now? I don't want to violate anything.
No, Judge, she has to explicitly waive her right to a jury trial, and strictly speaking, she has to do it in writing. So I would say if she's saying she will not plead, that would be standing mute, and I think the court would have to set up for a jury trial.
Sorry about that. I had a very bad power surge.
I figured as much. So no, back on the record, I figured that it happened because you kind of froze up and my clerk informed me that you froze completely. So
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So I'm setting this for a jury trial because the alternate is that I can put this in warrant status. And I don't want to do that unless I necessarily have to. So at that point in time, you can be able to have your day in court to say whatever you want to say at that point in time.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So I'm going to, but I have to do a pre-trial because I don't have any dates right now. But I have your name down. But that will give you the opportunity. You'll be able to talk to the jurors. You will have the opportunity to have testimony taken. I know you don't want counsel, but you can have the right to have counsel at that point in time. Would you like to have me assign counsel to you?
I need effective counsel at that.
Now, I have to say, this is something you don't see very often. For once, a self-identified sovereign citizen actually accepted the offer of free legal counsel. That's a big deal, considering how many of these individuals usually insist on representing themselves, often to their own detriment, almost. Feels like she broke some unspoken rule in that community, but honestly, this should be a lesson for others. If the court offers you a public defender, take it. There's no shame in getting professional help, especially when your freedom is on the line. It's like being handed a study guide before a big test. Yet time and time again, people refuse it and end up hurting their own case. But not this time. This woman made a smart, rational choice, and that alone deserves some credit. Now, I'm really curious to see how this decision plays out. Will having proper representation help her navigate the system more effectively? Let's watch as the judge takes on her case and see what happens next.
Now calling the matter of the people versus Cinnamon Cheyenne Warford. This is ticket number P1217275. Count 1, no plate or trailer. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drove while license suspended. Also calling ticket number SP110222272. This is no proof of insurance. Count 1 of that same ticket is no receipt of registration. This is the date and time set for a bench trial in this matter. Appearances for the record, starting with Attorney Baughman, please.
Good morning, Harry Baughman for the defendant. Your name, please, ma'am.
Cinnamon Woodford.
Thank you, Ms. Woodford. These matters are set for trial. I do not believe there's been an officer who has checked in with the people being unprepared now at 11 a.m. approximately. At the case is set for 9. We'd ask you to consider a motion to dismiss here without prejudice. Okay.
No officer having checked in on any of these matters, the court is going to grant your request. I'm going to dismiss these matters without prejudice. You're all set, Ms. Woodford. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good rest of your day, okay?
You
All
too.
seriousness, I have to give this young woman credit for accepting the offer of free legal counsel. It really is that simple. Just take the help instead of risking embarrassment or making things worse by trying to defend yourself with no experience, especially over something like a minor traffic violation. But there's absolutely no need to drag a case like this into a jury trial just to prove a point. That approach never works. Time and time again, we've seen self-proclaimed sovereign citizens try to outsmart the system, only to make things far more difficult for themselves. At least in this case, she made a smart decision before things spiraled out of control. The real question now is, did she actually learn from this? Or will she be back next month, repeating the same mistakes? Honestly, she seemed sincere by the end. She even wished the judge a nice day, which is rare in these types of cases. So maybe this experience was enough to change her perspective. Let me know what you think. Was this a turning point, or just a temporary shift in attitude? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post daily, and your support means a lot. Take care, and see you in the next one.